As a society, we entrust judges to uphold the law, so it's always shocking when they end up on the other side of the bench. Welcome back to Parke Jones. Today we're discussing Sonya McKnight, a suspended judge recently convicted of attempted murder. This case blurs the lines between justice and personal vendetta because, as a once respected figure, Sonya McKnight is now facing up to 60 years in prison. Sonya McKnight served as a magisterial district judge in Dauphin County, Pennsylvania, starting in 2016. Her role involved presiding over minor criminal matters, traffic violations, and civil disputes. While some reports suggest she may have been the first Black female magistrate in Dauphin County, this claim remains unverified. But what is clear is that her reign has been marked by a series of personal and professional controversies. Let's take it back to 2019 when Sonya shot her estranged husband Enoch McKnight in the groin. The couple married in 2014, but Sonya filed for divorce just 2 years later. In October 2018, Enoch was preparing to move to North Carolina to live with family. According to his sister, Olga Foxworth, Sonya did not want Enoch to leave. An altercation ensued during which Sonya crashed Enoch's car into a fire hydrant. She later filed for an order of protection alleging Enoch violently assaulted her while trying to grab the steering wheel. And in early 2019, Enoch pled guilty to assault and endangerment charges related to this incident. The order of protection was revised in April 2019 to allow for peaceful contact. But only a few weeks later, on May 11th, Sonya shot Enoch in the groin while he was at her home to help move furniture. According to Olga, Sonya accused Enoch of being a cheater.
Police in Harrisburg are investigating a shooting at a home that, according to property tax records, is owned by a Dauphin County magisterial district judge. A lot of the details have unfolded about this case throughout the day. Fox 43's Samantha Galvez joins us now in Harrisburg with what we know right now.
Jackie, we know that a woman that lives at this home fired a shot against a man she had an active protection from abuse order against. Now, that's according to the Dauphin County District Attorney. All day long, we've told you that the home is owned by the magisterial district judge, Sonya McKnight, but it is unconfirmed if she currently lives here. The shooting happened just after 8:30 this morning on the 2700 block of Lexington Street. This afternoon, many people surrounding the home sharing hugs, as well as police and canines investigating the area. While the people involved have not been identified, property tax records show it is owned by magisterial district judge Sonya McKnight. We did some digging and found that a PFA was filed against McKnight's husband, Enoch, back in October. In it, he is barred from McKnight's address. Additional court documents show just 1 day before the PFA was granted, Enoch was charged with simple assault, reckless endangerment, and criminal mischief. The documents go on to explain he assaulted Sonya. We spoke with a neighbor who has lived down the street for 13 years. She also knows Judge McKnight. She says she was asleep when it happened, but heard about it after being woken up by numerous phone calls.
Too close to home. It was right down the street from me. And it's just like, it needs to stop.
Now, the man that was shot is in stable condition. As for the woman that fired that shot, she is cooperating with police.
Enoch was hospitalized, and both parties provided conflicting accounts of the incident. A few months later, in August, prosecutors declined to file charges against Sonya, citing self-defense. 6 months after being cleared in the shooting of her ex-husband, Sonya found herself in another situation. On February 22, 2020, Harrisburg police initiated a traffic stop involving 31-year-old Kevin Baltimore, Sonya's son. During the stop, officers discovered that Kevin had an active arrest warrant and found several questionable items in his possession. Kevin then informed officers that his mother was a judge and called her, despite being told not to use his phone. Upon learning of her son's detention, Sonya drove to the scene. On her way, she called Commissioner Thomas Carter at 2:33 a.m., and he asked Sonya if she was going to the scene as a judge or as a mother. At the scene, Sonya approached officers and pressed them about the traffic stop. At some point, she entered her son's vehicle and removed a pill bottle. Officers intended to inspect the pills in the bottle, but they never got the chance because Sonya drove off. Following this incident, Sonya was charged with tampering with evidence, official oppression, and obstruction of law. During the trial, the presiding judge acquitted her of all charges, citing insufficient evidence presented by the prosecution.
I feel great. I feel great. God is good. Yes, he's good. So I'm thankful and I'm grateful. Yes, God will yeah, he will intervene, but he will also vindicate you of all righteousness when you keep the faith and trust him. He said, no good thing will I withhold from you. So I'm grateful to God on this day for believing in me and knowing that I did nothing wrong. And I thank God for my attorney that he sent my way, all the way from Philadelphia. I thank God for you. I thank God for you believing in me. Yes, and my attorney said, thank you, Jesus. I love you. So I'm grateful. I'm grateful to God.
And what's the next step for you, Judge?
Yes. I'm ready to take my seat back. I need to get back to the bench. I love my community. I want my seat. And the community has voted me back in. I've been going through a free election. And I thank God for my community believing in me and saying, you know what? She deserves the seat. So I'm grateful. And thank you.
And Mr. McDonald, just a quick question. What do you think about this case coming into it? And
Well, I mean, I honestly believe that this is one of those rare occasions where I've had an innocent client from the day I met her. She's a wonderful woman. She's a remarkable person. She's got love in her heart, and she didn't deserve this. And today, justice was served. And I'm just, it's kind of reinstored my faith in the justice system. It really has. When a good person like this is given the opportunity to receive a fair trial in front of a fair judge and be vindicated, and let the world know she's not only been cleared, she's innocent. She's innocent.
Sonya was so happy to get off, she even kissed her attorney. In 2023, Sonya was suspended due to allegations of ethic violations, including theft of time and unexplained absences. Then, in February 2024, she faced the most serious allegation yet, shooting her ex-boyfriend Michael McCoy in the head while he slept in his Harrisburg home. The bullet entered the right side of his face and exited the left, leaving him blind in one eye.
Well, Dauphin County Magisterial District Judge Sonya McKnight has been arrested on attempted murder charges. It is alleged that McKnight shot a man in the head while he was sleeping in his Susquehanna Township home. The victim suffered the gunshot wound but is blind, we're understanding, in one eye. The report, because McKnight serves as a judge in Dauphin County, the district attorney there turned over jurisdiction of this case to the Cumberland County District Attorney. A preliminary hearing for McKnight is set for Monday, February 26th.
The trial began in April 2025. Prosecutors argued that Sonya was upset after Michael ended their nearly year-long relationship and asked her to leave his home. Michael made it very clear that he did not want to be in a relationship with Sonya, but she refused to leave him alone.
So let's do the timeline of the week up until when he was shot. He stated in the courtroom that he broke up with her the Sunday before, like the prior Sunday before he actually was shot. So we're saying a week's time. He broke up with her and asked her to leave his house. He said there was always issues of jealousy. She continuously would go through her cellular device. There was times that he told her, you're going to lose a good man. It became an issue with her jealousy. It was so bad that if he would leave the house without her, it will be an issue. So prior to the weekend of him being shot, they were out together at a lounge. And she was so intoxicated that she acknowledged one of his friends when he walked in the door. But she was so intoxicated that when she sat up so that he could sit on the same couch she was on, Sonya draped her legs over that man. And that is when he initially tried to break it off. He realized that it wasn't going to work. He didn't want to be in a tumultuous relationship. He didn't want to have these stints of the alcoholism. This is all his words, because he asked her habitually to leave during that whole week before, up until he got shot. He asked her to leave. That is his house. That is his house in Susquehanna Township that she was at. Mind you, she had 2 firearms in that man's house. So he asked her habitually to leave. So they got into an argument sometime during that week. And Sonya took Michael McCoy's phone. He was done arguing. He didn't care. He ended up going upstairs, told her to leave. She still stayed on the couch. He repeatedly told her to leave nicely. He's a very well-spoken, well-mannered, and he's not a very harsh speaker at all. They actually asked him a few times during court, we know that you're not a very boisterous speaker. If you could put the microphone closer to you. So when he speaks with poise. He speaks with elegance. I won't lie. So he said every morning from Monday to about Wednesday, he will wake up, even though he was staying in the guest bedroom because he didn't want to stay with her in the master bedroom. And there were times that he repeatedly would wake up to go to work, and she would ask him, what do you want for breakfast? He said, I don't want anything. I want you to leave.
McCoy testified that the last thing he remembered before going to bed that night was Sonya saying, "Oh, so you're serious." Later that night, he woke up with excruciating head pain and initially thought that he was having a brain aneurysm.
So he said when he woke up, he was completely blind. He was jumping out of bed. Now, mind you, this is early Saturday morning. He said he felt the worst headache in his life and the most pain he has ever experienced in his life. He was in total belief that somebody just told him that there was a bullet hole in the side of his face by the time the cops got there. He even said that when he started screaming for help, Sonya was in another room going, oh my God, Mike, what did you do? What did you do to yourself? What did you do? He was like, what do you mean? What did I do? Call the ambulance. She even asked him, and he said this on stand, what's the number to the ambulance? I really hope our judge, our former judge in this Harrisburg city knows the number to the ambulance is 911. So after minutes of the cops and the EMS being in the master bathrooms where they took him because he said he didn't want all of his blood on the rug. So he took him to a big bathroom and were speaking to him. They got the gist of the story, so they threw him in the ambulance. When in the ambulance, they asked him a specific question. They said, sir, if your heartbeat stops, what would you like us to do? Mike's exact response in that courtroom was, save me. I did not shoot myself.
Sonya was the only other person in the home at the time. The defense argued that gunshot residue was found on McCoy's hands, suggesting he may have shot himself. However, the jury found Sonya guilty of attempted murder and aggravated assault after less than 2 hours of deliberation.
WGAL News 8 begins with breaking news.
And welcome back to News 8 at noon, everyone. I'm Brian Roach. That breaking news, a suspended Dauphin County District Judge accused of shooting her ex-boyfriend in his sleep has been found guilty of attempted murder. News 8's Tom Lehman joins us live from Harrisburg with more on the verdict.
Yeah, Brian, that verdict coming in just a little bit under 2 hours of deliberation by this jury here at the Dauphin County Courthouse here in Harrisburg. And they found Sonya McKnight guilty of attempted murder as well as aggravated assault in this case that stems from what prosecutors have argued from the very beginning was an incident involving her shooting her ex-boyfriend who had just broken up with her a week prior at his Susquehanna Township home. This incident happening last year, February 2024. Prosecutors saying McKnight was the only person who could have shot her ex-boyfriend, Michael McCoy, in that home. McCoy said he could not see when he woke up in excruciating pain during the overnight hours of February 10th. He couldn't tell who shot him, but he was adamant that he did not shoot himself. And to his knowledge, McKnight was the only other person in the home when he went to bed. We heard from Cumberland County District Attorney Sean McCormack just shortly ago about the case. He was prosecuting to help avoid any conflicts of interest with county and state law enforcement.
I think what I talked about in my closing is using your common sense. That's what I urge the jurors to do. There were 2 people in that house, and only 2 people in that house, and one of them, the one who was shot, said he did not shoot himself. The logical conclusion is the other person did it.
The McKnight was led out of the courtroom after the verdict was read in handcuffs. She was being taken to the Dauphin County prison as she had her bail raised to $3 million after the convictions occurred earlier today. Sentencing is set for May. However, her defense attorney indicated that he intends to appeal the verdict that came out of court today. He said that he simply just does not agree with what prosecutors argued and that McKnight did not shoot McCoy. But again, she will face sentencing in May and was taken to the Dauphin County prison after the verdict was read today. Again, Sonya McKnight, district judge here in the Harrisburg area, convicted of attempted murder and aggravated assault.
The case of Judge Sonya McKnight serves as a stark reminder that those sworn to uphold the law are not immune to its consequences. It's a tale of power, betrayal, and a thin line between justice and personal retribution. The red flags were glaring over the last several years, and Sonya often skated by with just a slap on the wrist. It's unfortunate that things had to go this far before Sonya was held accountable for her actions, and despite being shot in the head, Michael McCoy is alive. Let me know your thoughts below. Do you think the jury got the verdict right? And do you think she should be sentenced to the full 60 years? If you enjoyed my coverage of this video, please like, comment, and subscribe. I'm your host, Parke Jones, and I'll catch you on the next one.